What?
Let's get started. Let's go.
Yeah. That's a
We'll
better
do it
idea.
live.
Wait. Let me disconnect one more time.
That'll just happen naturally
Don't
as you age.
Don't force the issue.
You don't want to force it.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't realize Jennifer Lawrence was doing advertisements for.
We've started, Logan.
CouncilCast has started.
What's this live thing?
You're ruining it.
Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 72, being recorded on March 12th, 2019. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will take you on an arbitrary journey through decisions on topics about science, technology, and random shit, with little background and next to no expertise.
None.
All of the council decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever, but do have the final word in this known universe.
What?
And any unknown universes.
Are you guys ever worried that Donald Trump is going to try to expand his powers to place council members?
Not on this
Now
council.
I am.
On this show?
Now I am. Yeah. That's a worry, right? That's a normal worry.
I mean,
We
I
are
would be concerned
powerful.
because if he starts placing people, I feel like there'd be a lot of nepotism involved. You know, like tons of family members just showing up on the podcast out of nowhere. I think
We wouldn't
that's a
want
no problem.
that.
We take the any publicity's good publicity, right?
You know what? Yeah, I do.
I'm not
Actually,
sure about that.
as somebody who went to college for public relations, there's no such thing as bad publicity,
Well,
especially in 2019. I mean, if you are really, look at Ed Sheeran. When he went on Game of Thrones, everyone was like, boo, Ed Sheeran sucks. And he just like deleted his Twitter account for a few days. And then everyone forgot that he was on Game of Thrones.
but
I mean, you could always have
But
the
did
flip
it-
side.
but he was already super popular, right? Like it didn't.
Right. But that was
affect him in any
technically
way,
bad
or-
publicity because everyone was like, this is a stupid move on your part. You're not an actor.
But did they look at it bad publicity on like boo Ed Sheeran you suck or boo showrunners you booked Ed Sheeran as a character? Like why?
Both. And people keep watching Game of Thrones. Or let's look at the Pepsi commercial.
That's what was going to stop them.
Look at the Pepsi commercial with the Jenner gal,
I have no
Kylie
idea. I haven't
Jenner.
seen a commercial in years.
Kylie Jenner. And there was like, she was like trying to stop racism by handing someone a Pepsi or something. And everyone was like, worst commercial ever. I'm boycotting Pepsi. And then she went off social media and like a week later, everyone forgot that the commercial happened.
And Pepsi stock probably like
Went up.
rocketed.
Yeah.
all that
Everyone
shit.
was like, oh yeah, I like Pepsi.
I mean, okay, that's nice and all, but I want to see like what
You want
about
to see
what about being public for being a diddler? Like that's not good, right?
Well, no. you just
let's see
turn
how long
around.
it takes for Kevin Spacey to get a show again. That's that's our time. That's
Well-
our timetable.
You see, the problem is he's catering to the wrong audience. It's not about catering to what you used to do. It's catering to your strengths. And if your strength is being a diddler, then, then maybe that's...
There's a whole industry for that.
There is.
I
just
think
embrace it.
I don't know that you should.
I'm not sure that's
Don't-
something that you should be
We don't
embracing.
we don't
We do not.
we don't
This
we don't
council
think that's a
not
good idea.
recommend-
CouncilCast is not. No.
That's bad. Last thing we need is a podcast of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white guys sitting around saying that we support diddlers. Like that's just that is
think-
bad. That is bad press.
That's bad.
That is
press,
bad
and it's
press.
not gonna help you. At that point, you find a new strength.
We have
Like-
we've found the exact example of bad press.
See,
And it was
what I'm concerned
us.
about is we started with, can Trump pick the council cast members? And we ended with a conversation.
About diddlers.
Never mind.
Well,
Yes, I didn't want to say it.
all
You
right.
wanna say
That sounds
diddlers.
like a pretty good segue.
Segue.
Virgin Galactic.
Yes, Virgin Galactic is sending its first space tourists to the edge of space.
I thought they did this already and announced it at least 3 times.
They did. This
Oh,
happened like last month.
This is the farthest they've gotten, though.
Oh,
This
it's just we go up by 1,000 feet every time and regain the record.
this is actually the the
I really
critical
hate
thing
how I'm
here-
gonna have to vote.
Stop shuffling so much. Everyone can hear that. Stop it.
This is actually, it was important because it wasn't just the pilots who were going up in the Virgin Galactic spaceship. They also took just a random person.
Oh,
They took their chief
kind
astronaut
of
instructor.
random. That's not random. What? Why do we have Jonas doing stretches in the back? It looks like we just paid a hunk to like go back there and just do stretches, basically.
We're trying to up our ratings. We have one
Yeah,
follower.
we're
We're trying to capitalize on that. Okay.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but they made it twice as far as Opportunity did. So
Those jeans are ridiculous.
Keep talking about opportunity, Logan.
But I mean, what do
We're
we figure?
capitalizing on opportunity right here.
Opportunity went like what, 30 miles on Mars or something? We made it to the space limit, which is 60.
I mean, that's a pretty good achievement.
But they did it in way shorter time.
Like an afternoon.
If you were here last week or the week before, I can't remember. We do so many of these things and we're so popular. It's just
We're just constantly doing CouncilCast.
yeah. It's the crux of the issue for us was how long it took for we were all like, yeah, great job. You went like, what'd that take you? A couple days, right? Like yeah, put it on autopilot.
15 years.
15 years. It's like, man.
Well, apparently, actually, it's only
Glacial.
It's a 90-minute flight, so you can.
How much is it going to cost me? Ooh, here it is, right at the bottom.
$250,000.
That ain't bad.
So you can sign up to ride on the Virgin Galactic spaceship, or
So
whatever
can we?
the hell it's called.
I mean, I think we could also probably wait like 20 years and let economies of scale take care of that. And that
Yeah, I mean,
$250,000 becomes like $2,500.
Yeah, but then what are you going to tell your grandkids? We're going to be like, hey, kiddos,
I was the 1 millionth person to go.
I went to the moon. Yeah, Grandpa, we all go to the moon. It's where Disneyland's built.
It's like going to Branson now.
It'd be like that episode of Futurama.
Going to Branson. You guys want to go to the Ozarks?
Want to go to the moon?
I remember when it used to cost $250,000 to go to Branson.
Somebody was getting stiff. I mean, yeah, okay, great. I mean, yup.
Nice job.
You know me.
Thumbs up for space.
I will give it a thumbs
Face, but,
down.
like, sarcastically. No, it's great. Anything space.
I'll give it a thumbs down for controversy.
Just to stir the pot.
Hey, our ratings have gone up, and I've been stirring the pot.
I feel like
for
if you're going to create controversy, here we need to think about that. We'll give this a thought later. But
Okay.
if you're going to stir the pot on things, there has to be some format that allows like some argument after the downvote on how you're like super dumb and stuff.
Okay.
Like we're gonna have to come up with something like.
So if there's a disagreement,
or do you like just the thumbs down for controversy and then there's no controversy?
It feels pretty controversial to me. I mean,
yeah.
We
I mean,
yeah,
we
should put like a timer on the clock, and we should both have 30 seconds to state our case as to why the other person is wrong, and then the rest of the cast gets to vote on that. It seems like a lot of voting.
Yeah.
This is a council.
Deadlocked. It's 1-1.
1-1.
Deadlocked at 1.
The reason why this
is even possible?
The reason why this is stupid, and I'll have my 30 seconds start as soon as I'm done talking, but because Moses and the company's pilots took off just after 11 a.m. Eastern on board the spaceship to VSS Unity. That's a horrible introductory sentence.
Me right now?
Yes, I'm filibustering.
I'm going to thumbs down it. I actually have a legitimate reason for thumbs downing it.
Ooh.
Because they said that they were taking their first test passenger into subspace, and although they were a passenger, it was not just a random person who already paid for a flight. So if you're going to do it for real.
Yeah.
Boom.
Just do a monkey like they did the first time.
Harsh, tough words.
Yo,
Man.
the question I have though is, if we put up a curtain around the Earth to
Okay.
block the sunlight,
Okay.
can we still get to space?
Oh my God! No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh my God, why not?
Because it's blocking all of the sun.
Because it's so once you start to build up atmospheric
We use the
like
sun.
overload, then it creates congestive clogging to the engines, and they can't propulse past the buildup of the clouds. So you
You know what?
actually
I kind of believe him. At the same time, I want to smack him because
Blaine's the goddamn aerospace engineer.
Blaine, is he speaking truth or is he just BSing his way?
I mean, it sounds like he's saying clouds are pretty heavy, which I would agree with. They weigh a lot. That's why they're in the sky.
Heavy man.
But anyway, this is apparently a way
thanks, Blaine.
for scientists have come up with a way to save the Earth, and it actually doesn't require anybody to stop driving around, stop driving your cars, stop driving your airplanes around. They're actually they're saying that you could actually cool the Earth by blocking the incoming sunlight. So instead of reducing all the stuff that heats up the Earth on the atmosphere, just cut the sun off instead. I mean, the sun's pretty warm.
Bye, Brian. He's out.
It happened.
He's out. He's taking his mana action. He's starting to put this into practice right away. There's no time to wait.
He just texted me, I'm going to restart my computer. Okay, good luck.
So what I want to know, so this plan, right? You're like, okay, yeah, like,
Sure.
all right, sure. But is this plan like is this like the scene in Armageddon where the heavier set guy is like, we deployed the Mylar sails and blah 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 blah, and they're all like making fun of him for not knowing.
And they're like, how many
Armageddon thing
Texases
works.
is this asteroid?
Yeah.
Yes.
And isn't that when Quincy does the whole like burn your hand, like that whole speech thing? Yeah, that guy.
Are you trying to say that they're like trying to pull the wool over our eyes?
Is it just like this fancy, like we're waving it at you, and it's like not like it's not a real idea?
Well, I think that what happened here is that Terminator was sent back to find a way to cover the Earth in clouds a whole hell of a lot sooner, so that Skynet can actually take over. I mean, still reasonable.
This is a Skynet issue. I
think that legitimately it has some good aspects to it, because the scientists looked at some weather models and said, okay, what if the sun just made less heat on the Earth and it cooled the Earth down?
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna go with there isn't much math that needs to be done on if we reduce the input.
But I
So
think the
they
problem
want us-
is, how
so
are they going to cover the Earth? How are you going to block the sun? Are you just like rub sunscreen on the Earth?
Well, I mean, I'll show
What-
you how.
That sunscreen, he's got
Okay,
an
so here's some geology for you guys, some history. The Earth has an axial tilt, and the axial tilt goes about 24 degrees on either side of the axis over time.
Okay.
And it takes about 40,000 years for it to go one full tilt and axis. So we're on cycle like 65 or something like that. And they said at about cycle 70, they expect another ice age to hit. So if we put clouds and start changing the climate now, we're just going to say, yeah, let's just put an ice age here in like another 120,000 years, which I know it's like forever away, but
Dead.
we'll be dead by then. But we're just introducing it faster into the cycle system.
Share.
It's almost 3 million years since the last ice age, which is like, according to Due for Another. It's just
So yeah, okay. Ice Age is okay, aliens. Of course, this is how we do it. Blaine, go ahead and just isolate that for our viewers so they
Just
can see it
just
large
zoom in
screen.
there.
There it is. That is perfect.
I realize this is an old meme, but yeah, I feel like it applies.
No, but I really do. I mean, they've been building space stations We have all kinds of stuff floating around up around the planet. And I think that there is honestly a real possibility to create a giant well, it doesn't even have to be that big, right? Think about it
Just
this way.
block half the Earth, I guess.
It has to get far enough away to block half the Earth. There's a lot of distance between us and the sun. If we get it closer to the sun, it starts to block more of the Earth. So let's just send up a sheet of 8.5 by 11, get it real close to the sun.
Well, I don't understand why we're not just killing two birds with one stone on this and just building a Dyson sphere while we're at it. Then we can capture the energy and block the sun's harmful rays.
Were you talking about like Dyson, the company Dyson?
Yes, that's who will manufacture it, actually.
Perfect.
Because they're who we should go to. Because wait, are they the vacuum cleaner manufacturer?
Yeah.
Okay. They also make the fans, right? The
Yes.
bladeless ones. Yeah. So, but we're gonna use their sucking division to suck up a lot of the suck. It's gone. She's gone from suck to blow.
One, two.
What a
I'm
great
pretty
movie.
sure. I'm pretty sure that vacuum cleaners are good at sucking up things, and I think that power is a thing that you could suck up. So I think that makes sense.
They're already doing heat recirculation, so the heat base is the CO2 buildup, and energy plants are recycling CO2 buildup, and it's becoming carbon buildup within the tanks, and they're scraping the carbon and reburning it as coal.
So they're
clean
polluting the
coal?
atmosphere like at double speed.
Yep.
Brian.
He's gone again. Still having issues. He sends me a sad face.
Did he?
Yeah.
So, do you guys think that this is a legitimate thing that we should do? Should this become a Musk pitch?
No.
I think that my piece of paper, send it out into the sun, might become a Musk pitch. We'll see. But I think that it's smart of them to try and use outer space to solve our worldly problems.
I give it a thumbs up for thinking outside of the box.
Outside this planet.
Outside of this planet. Why not?
Thumbs up for space.
Have you guys read a book about Cloudy Chance of Meatballs?
Yeah.
I've seen the movie.
Okay, that's my last comment on this.
He just wants to say that.
Nice.
You expect us all to get stuck in Jello?
Maybe not Jello, but something.
I mean, if you got stuck, could you use your fingerprint to get yourself out of it?
It's a bad name. They need to have. I'm sorry. I'm already on to the next topic picture. I clicked on it, and before we even talk about the article, I just want to talk about how bad the picture is. It's like a close-up of someone holding a credit card, and they have a giant hangnail.
Get some cuticle cutters or
Can I
something.
share my?
I mean, it's pretty realistic.
I mean, I think that
Here it is.
I didn't have no fancy pants hand model money.
I
Look
think
at
that
that.
card is definitely photoshopped into that picture.
Check out that.
Yeah,
out that thing.
I'm with Blaine on this.
Yeah, it's Photoshop because look at how crisp it is, and look at how out of focus his thumb is. And
I mean,
it's green.
In the actual image,
Fringing.
it's a green card, and they just use it so they can display whatever image they want on
But
there.
if they're going to display that, why don't they just display without the hangnail?
This is what they're talking about when they talk about big credit.
Oh my gosh.
Hoodwinking
is,
everybody with their photoshopped images.
Well, this is the British bank NatWest.
Go to sleep.
Mute yourself when you're going to do that.
The British bank NatWest is trialing this new debit card, which I don't think we have a lot of.
Oh my God,
in the US.
Brian's breathing.
Yes.
Am I too loud?
Yes. It's right in your nose.
I'm so sorry.
It's worse than Pat eats chips.
All right.
We'll be
Is that
playing
any
a
better?
game and you'll hear Pat. He's like,
Okay, is that any better?
It's better.
yeah.
Better get me a bucket.
Sorry. Oh my God, Brian's breathing.
What were we saying? Talk about
Nasty hangnail.
A bank. There's a bank in Britain that is issuing debit cards with built-in fingerprint readers. This is not really a thing over here yet, but over in the UK, with a lot of Europe, they have contactless payments in their credit cards and debit cards. So you can just like, instead of sticking it in like we have to do here, like please, they can just tap their card on the reader and then they type in their PIN. Which,
people hate sticking it in.
People hate sticking it in. It's hard to pull out. So why not just use your finger instead?
That's perfect. That's the exact conversation that they had in the marketing meeting to come up with this idea.
And all of them, none of them laughed. None of them laughed.
What's to laugh about? This is a brilliant idea.
This is an amazing idea, and there's nothing to joke about.
So the problem is with the contactless payments and stuff is that people can just pick up the card and like if you lost it, you could just anybody could use it really, if it didn't require a PIN. And so what this is doing is it's getting rid of the whole type your PIN in part, and it's saying it has a fingerprint reader built into the card. So as you're holding your card and you tap it onto the credit card terminal, it reads your fingerprint. It says, "Yep, you are who you are," and then it goes ahead and makes your payment.
So we just keep coming up with more reasons for somebody to chop my thumb off when they steal my shit.
Yep.
Yeah, when you get mugged in the street, now not only do you have to give up your wallet and your phone, but they also have bolt cutters to cut your thumb off.
Yeah, cigar cutters work a lot better.
Yeah, I've watched Mission Impossible 3.
It's pretty legit.
Super.
I mean, I like this idea, but I just don't know if it's really solving any issue yet. And I'm also pretty sure we're never going to get this in the U.S.
Well, for a while, there were machines. I remember at Hy-Vee, there were machines for a while that they're like, you can pay with your thumbprint at the kiosk. Like you just had to bring your thumb with you and you could pay there.
When would you not have your thumb with you?
When would you not have your thumb with you? When you get your credit card stolen in Europe and they cut off your thumb and take it with them to pay with that other credit card.
Let's see, when are the times I don't have my thumb? Like when I go out like for a jog, I don't want to have to take my thumb with me.
It is very inconvenient to carry that around while you're jogging.
I know some people like to tie their thumb to their shoe when they jog. So
it usually just keeps hitting the side of my waist, gets caught in my pockets. Don't want that while I'm running. Just want to be free.
But I think it's a good point. I think more people are getting into the contactless payments, which I think is pretty good. And I like speed, but I'm afraid that this is not going to be fast.
It won't be fast for the first 5 years.
What they should do is have it. Oh, I have my Elon Musk pitch. Got it.
All right.
I'm not telling anyone.
I'm okay with this, I guess. It depends on how good the thumbprint reader things are.
I'm thumbs down in it because I haven't seen anybody announce it in the U.S. Plus, it's debit card only right now. So,
well then, I don't care. I don't use debit card.
Wait until Visa picks it up.
I don't like it because it's just one more thing to get scratched or something that then you have to get the card replaced constantly.
I don't like the idea of getting my thumb chopped off. So thumbs down.
Yeah, I can't vote on CouncilCast if they cut off my thumb. Oh, in that case, you know what? Thumbs down too. No thumb.
Fist
just
down.
No thumbs because solidarity.
Good. So have you guys heard about the? Everybody knows what USB is, right?
What?
Everybody has a USB. You know what USB is?
As it's like plugged into his microphone.
So
Go.
everybody.
What?
The USB IF, the Implementers Forum,
Can
I
you guys
believe
hear
is
me?
what it stands.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you
Sorry.
want?
Mute yourself.
Tried.
And USB is your universal serial bus that almost everybody uses to plug in their phone or plug in your keyboard into your computer, blah, 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 blah. So USB 3, I think, has been out for a while. People have been using it. 3.1 came out, I think, last year. And it's gotten a little confusing as people have started using it because they came out with USB 3.1, then they had USB 3.1 Gen 1, and then USB 3.1 Gen 2. And you're kind of like, what the hell is all of this?
Yeah.
And so USB IF, they came out and they said, you know what, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna come out with a new USB standard. We're gonna call it USB 3.2. But not only is it 3.2, but we're going to have USB 3.2 Gen 1, USB 3.2 Gen 2, and then to make it even more confusing, USB 3.2 Gen 2 by 2. So now, when you're buying a USB device, what do you get?
Are they? So now they're getting USB. Oh wait, we got cartoons from Matt. Let's all check it out.
Perfect.
Situation, there are 14 competing standards. 14? Ridiculous. We need to develop one universal standard that covers everyone. Use cases. Yeah. Situation, there are 15 competing standards.
That's a great example. So I think everybody's like, what the hell is going on with USB? And I swear not a week later after this was announced, the same people came out and said, oh, hey, by the way, there's also USB 4 coming out. But it's not USB 4.0. It's just USB 4. It's a totally new standard, and it's incorporating Thunderbolt.
Right. So it's exactly like Thunderbolt 3.
Did Intel,
is
did they
Thunderbolt 3.
release their patents for Thunderbolt or something?
Yeah,
that's
so
allowing that to happen?
the reason that they came out with USB 4 is that Intel has opened up their technology for Thunderbolt to anybody who wants it.
Which is good.
Which is good. So, I mean, it's nice to see that it's getting incorporated. It's just, how can the USB guys make this any more confusing?
I mean, USB got to the point that I needed it to be at when they finally made it so that I can plug it in either direction.
But you see, the problem is that's actually not part of the USB standard.
Damn it!
So on top of the USB 3.2 nonsense, you also have Type C, Type A, Type B, and all of that nonsense going on.
Hepatitis?
Yeah.
Hepatitis.
I'm a huge fan of USB-C stuff.
So I think Thunderbolt USB 4, which is Thunderbolt, actually standardizes the USB-C connector because you're starting to see that on more things, which I think is going to be a good thing overall. But my goodness, guys, just figure this shit out.
Yeah, it is a good thing to get it standardized, because even it's crazy because I just got a new external hard drive that is USB-C and Thunderbolt 3 compatible.
That was it. But is that done through the same port?
Yeah, it's the exact same port.
It's the same thing.
It's the same exact fitting and everything.
Yeah.
But the cord, the cord fits better in my Mac than the Thunderbolt power adapter that comes with my Mac. That slips out all the time. And this new external hard drive that is, it's like Oyen Digital. Like, it's not even like is that a super brand? Is this super branded? Is like
I don't know.
It's not Western Digital. I have no idea who this is. I don't know who this company is, but I saw that they had a 10 terabyte drive.
It was an advanced level joke, I think. It's not Western Digital.
Yeah, only our one subscriber is going to understand that.
Yeah.
Which we need to give them a shout out at the end of the episode for sure.
Oh man.
So anyway, if you're on the market for any new USB devices coming up here, you're going to have a handful of jargon you're going to have to deal with, and I
brush
feel
up.
bad for you. So
brush up on it.
You
know what?
Make sure you read the capable packaging so that you get the right thing. That's what
you can go to our website and you can download our PDF version that is actually wallet size of all the USB standards, names, little diagram.
You cannot do that.
You can go to our website right now, www.councilcast.org.
Are you going to whip up a trifold to
make a trifold of the digital layout of all the USB devices? That way it can be right there in your wallet. So when you go to the store and you're like, oh man, it's USB-C 3.2
by 2.
2 by 2 repeating to the third
to pi.
You'll go, oh, I know exactly what that means. It means literally nothing. But that's you use our handy dandy it's $9.99, just $9.99.
I'm giving this whole thing a thumbs down because the whole USB standard has gotten ridiculous. I mean, tell us what's the best one and just stick with it.
I'm gonna give it
the most
and make it USB-C.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up because finally it's 40 gigs across the board for everyone, for everything going through that cord. And I think that is progress.
Nobody
I'm going to
cares.
say thumbs
Controversy.
down because clearly I don't even know what USB is.
Clearly.
Clearly.
How many times can you restart this
I'm
episode?
going to try and restart 2 more times if possible.
You get giving it a yin yang. You feel like it's equilibrium.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, we're going to move into the cool and weird shit,
Perfect.
which is a programmer at a Chinese bank apparently, quote unquote, was testing a bug and just so happened to withdraw just over $1 million from an
Good for
ATM.
him.
He tested it.
This dude watched Office Space and learned 0 lessons.
He got away with it.
So yeah, this guy apparently withdrew 7 million won, which is just over $1 million, over the course of 14 months. He worked at a bank. He was a software chief, and apparently, when he was caught, he explained he was testing the system, which apparently the bank believed, and then but the authorities didn't. So, I mean, I guess don't test security software.
Did he just move the decimal place like wrong?
I'm not sure how he did it, but he was only withdrawing between like $750 and $3,000 at a time. And so he was doing it, he was withdrawing it into a test account, but then he also was taking the money from the test account and putting it into his personal account.
To see if they would notice that.
And
He's
they
also
never
testing that system.
He's just thorough. Get off his back.
I love how like one of the first comments is an Office Space. That's really a good idea. That's a really good idea. I just watched a retrospective on Office Space. It was called a retrospective. I don't know why they didn't just call it like discussion with the cast or something, but it was retrospective Office Space. And one of the things that you guys probably already know this, but one of the things that I thought was really cool from what that was that the red stapler, the company didn't, what was it, Swingline? Brian, reset counter 3. I'm just now noticing this.
Been laughing for a couple minutes.
I think it's up
I'm
to,
here.
he's here. The swing 2, I think it's 4.
It is 4.
The Swingline stapler, they wanted it to show up on screen really well, and +1.
Now I see it.
The Swingline stapler, they wanted to show up really well, but they
it's
didn't have
with a Y.
red one. The Swingline didn't make a red stapler, so they had props take Swingline staplers, paint them red, so that they had 4 of them, so that they had plenty for all the shooting that they needed to do. Well, after the movie, a bunch of people kept calling Swingline saying, "I want your red stapler," and they're like, "We don't make a red stapler." And then people started create taking swing lines and painting them and selling them on eBay. And then Swingline is like, well, enough of that, and decided to make their own. And now it's the highest selling stapler in their inventory.
Yeah, I love this story
Wow.
because somebody at Swingline is just like, guys, we need to start making a red stapler.
And they're like, "You're
we just need
crazy."
to start doing it now.
And it worked out for them.
I've got a little red Swingline somewhere. It's a small one, like a baby one.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? I give this guy a thumbs up for trying, because if Catch Me If You Can taught me anything, it's okay to steal from banks.
I mean, to be fair, he did return all of the money, so maybe he was really testing it, but
Oh, he
Or
did.
he
He
was just-
returned it all.
He was just
He did.
stockpiling it, waiting to
Did he
free the country.
return it with interest, or did he keep all the interest that he could have earned in that time?
So-
How
well,
long was it? Over
apparently-
the course of how long?
14 months, and he apparently was investing it, so I don't know if that means that he returned what he earned on his investments, or if he just returned the base amount.
That'd be a good something for us to follow up on. So
I mean, thumbs
What
up
is
for
called?
trying. Might as
Just
Is he
well.
in jail,
Get,
or
get
is
him,
he-
get him on the show.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
message. You know what? I'll just leave a message in the comments section.
Just tweet
of
at it.
this. Let's see. They don't have Twitter in China.
Is it blocked by the Great Firewall?
Everything is blocked in
He's a
China.
great firewall.
It is. It's the Great Firewall of China. That's
It
not
is.
a joke that I just made up.
It is. That's what it is.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Let me see. How do I comment on reply discussion? We would love to have this guy on our podcast.
So, I mean,
Connect
while
with Twitter.
while he works on that, we'll move on to how if you're using GPS, you might be lost next month because
Oh, no.
the GPS system is going to totally go away.
I heard
Sun
about
rises
this.
in the east, sets in the west. Moss grows on the north side of the tree. We're good to go.
Clearly.
You better learn to navigate by stars between now and April 6th because that's when your GPS will die.
Is this going to be better or worse for Boeing?
They don't have faulty GPSs, so it's probably better. But anyway, the apparently GPS is going to have what they are calling a Y2K bug, because the timestamp system that it uses tops out at 1,024 weeks. And apparently that system is going to top out since GPS launched on April 6th.
You know someone's been working on this.
So most likely, from what I've read, your newer devices, like anything that is probably come out within the last 10 years, is probably going to be just fine. But if you have a GPS system that's fairly old, like a handheld or something in your car, it is entirely
Like
possible.
you've just got some like ancient Garmin that like when you get it out to use it, you gotta go. And dust just flies off of it.
Okay, so a Davis Instruments sextant is $165 on Amazon. Next day shipping. Just FYI.
We're just get out your sextants and measure the syzygy and get going.
Is there any so does this mean, this is probably just me being stupid, but does this mean that we need to be concerned about the satellites that are powering GPS, because they were built at the beginning of GPS?
No, they go down all the time because they get hit by all the other junk satellites that we put up there powering GPS.
It's actually all the aliens that are up there that are trying to build a giant curtain. They actually run into the GPS satellites a lot.
They don't run into them. They run into them because they need spare parts.
Interesting. Okay.
So no, actually, it's all related to the timestamps in the signal that GPS sends down. So the GPS satellites are fine, but the way GPS works is it basically tracks the difference between timestamps. And so if you are not on the same page as the satellite system, your receiver will not know where it is anymore. So
we'll know where we are, just the satellites won't.
No, when this stops functioning, you will also personally forget where you are.
you will no longer exist.
Oh!
5.
Wait. I gotta get this thing. Bam!
I think
And another one bites the dust.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our normal topics for tonight.
Normal.
And we're going to move into our...
I just published a thing. Oh, wait, publish. There we go. I said, hello, we would love to have this guy on our podcast. Any ideas how to get a hold of him?
Amazing.
He might be in jail.
Expect a response.
I expect a response. Hopefully we have something set up in a way that this will alert us that I'll just have to keep this tab open. I don't know.
Forever. All right. We'll wrap up with Elon Musk pitches.
Perfect.
And
first,
yeah.
we should do a shout out to our new subscriber.
Yeah, you could set a precedent of reading YouTube comments. That's a thing I've seen other YouTubers, although I wouldn't say we're YouTubers, do before.
What is a YouTuber? I mean,
I would say if you are a subscriber to our show and you have a question or topic you would like us to comment on, feel free to send it in.
We always say this every episode.
You think we'll see it?
Yeah.
We say this every episode.
If you think that you can get an idea to our heads by thinking at us really, really hard, it might.
Please do.
Just in the middle of the night, you just eyes open. It's like that moment you're like get beamed down straight from the GPS satellite to your brain.
Gosh.
Just don't send it to Logan. Just
GPS is no longer being utilized by most devices, so they're using it to beam thoughts to our head.
We need a PO box.
gotta wear a tinfoil hat, man.
Hey, I'll work on setting that up just right as soon as I get done finishing up the new website.
There you go.
Didn't you talk about starting the website like 60 episodes ago?
Did you put 06? Yes. Oh, my phone died.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're gonna start Elon Musk. So,
Okay.
Brian, do you have anything you would like to pitch this week?
Before
a new
you cut out.
goddamn computer, probably.
I think I don't have anything to. I have no idea what we're doing. So, no, Elon Musk.
You can't-
pitches this week.
You don't have anything to pitch to Mr. Musk?
Technology easier to use than what I'm doing right now. That's me now.
Okay,
Make
easy to use.
technology.
Hold on. I got this. Let's see.
I like it. All right.
I mean, if we're going by the way that I'm going to start addressing all CEOs in the Trump formal speak. So Tim Cook is obviously Mr. Apple, and Elon Musk is either Mr. Tesla, Mr. SpaceX, or if
Mr.
you want to
eBay.
go for like the old honorific, Mr. PayPal.
PayPal. I'd say
Which
yes.
it was a different name before that, wasn't it?
I think it started off as something different.
Oh, what was the name of it? It's gonna drive me nuts.
That is easy to use for.
Anyway, Logan, you got an Elon Musk?
So,
pitch for us?
so wait, Brian, your pitch was technology that is easy to use for the elderly.
That is harassment. I know because I've taken the trainings.
Yeah, you know, you can discriminate against people who are old, but you can't discriminate against people who are young. Did you realize that?
I
Silas?
think. Wait, did you went backwards?
No, I didn't go backwards.
What? You're definitely not allowed to discriminate against the elderly.
I said you. Did I say you can't?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can't. You can't. Well, you can't discriminate against the elderly.
Correct.
There you go.
Yes.
Nailed it.
I'm glad Dad knows this.
I give a thumbs up to making technology easier. Why
I
not?
like that. Technology
that idea.
easier. Thumbs up for sure.
I'm on board.
I'm on board with any easier technology.
You want me to disconnect again?
No,
No.
I'm running out of digits just like the GPS satellite.
Oh my!
Pocket
Logan,
sextant.
you got anything for us this week?
Something that makes a sextant easier to use, like and smaller, and something that makes like an abacus easier to use and smaller. You know, it'd be.
Hold on.
I like the idea of a pocket sextant that like instant auto navigates for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, something that helps you like navigate at night.
You could call it like a global positioning sextant or something like that.
Maybe something that's got like a compass and you know and can tell you where you're at without any like you know what I'm saying.
automatic sextant that can locate you anywhere you are.
Yeah.
Perfect.
A working
I don't think
title.
that's
Sex
ever
marks the spot.
I think
Something that makes a sextant easier to use and or an abacus smaller. Global positioning sextant. Working title. Sex marks the spot.
perfect.
Cool.
I give it a thumbs up because GPS is going away, so we need something to replace it.
Got it.
Absolutely.
I'll just say Maritime navigation for dummies. Global
How many pages is that?
GPS.
Like it's just a picture of a sextant and like a bunch of clocks. You remember? Have you ever read the shit about how like, was it they had a bunch of different types of clocks on ships and stuff? Was it
Yeah.
clocks?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, clocks.
Right, but like in the olden days, like they like a ship would go out with like 30 different clocks or some shit.
Yeah, that's how they figured out where they were.
Right. They were like all the different forms were like so unreliable. They had to like keep them all to have any semblance of what the hell was going on.
Yeah, they had polarized hammers too to hit the clocks so that they would go backwards. Because sometimes they would hit the side of the deck and the deck had any kind of metal screws or something and it would like polarize. So they'd have to depolarize or repolarize the clocks accordingly so that they would stop being affected by the magnetic pole of the ship.
That makes a lot of sense. I see you have also read Maritime Navigation for Dummies.
You know what? He probably has. Cool. Who's next?
Matt, you got something?
That's actually just in Moby Dick. Sorry.
No.
Matt's still working on his grand idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's Matt's unified idea of CouncilCast. Oh, I don't know. Elon pitches.
One kick-ass idea. ...
Yeah.
On the way. Period. Okay.
So I think here's my pitch is because Elon Musk is he worked on PayPal, right? So he's very familiar with how to make payments online.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are.
If this ends with my thumb being chopped off,
I wasn't going to go quite that far, but what actually a legitimate thing I'd like to see is a better way to do virtual credit cards online. And I think that you could do it better by using your thumb and you just put it on your screen.
better than contrasted with what?
Than anything else. One that's unified out there.
Capital One allows virtual cards if you have a card, right?
Right.
I've never used them just because I don't know. I've never felt the need to. Do you use virtual cards a lot?
I have a couple of them, but the majority of them that I have are not tied into my credit card company because they don't have one.
Yeah, who else offers them? I know Capital One.
American Express does.
American does. I don't think Chase does, do they?
What's the virtual
No, they
card?
don't.
What is that?
It allows you to set up like a new credit card number to use online or really anywhere, I suppose. But it doesn't.
Usually, it's pitched for like online purchases, so you don't have to use your real card number.
But it's linked to your card through your bank, so that the card number actually doesn't get out. So, like if somebody steals it online, you can just cut off that number without actually getting.
They've only stolen your, Zappos or Amazon one. Like you have a different one for every vendor, maybe. Like, do they have limits on how many you can generate? I don't really know.
Most of them don't. You can create as many as you want.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of them
they're like aliases to your card.
Yeah, and you can set like limits on them in some cases. So like you can say, I only want to charge $10 a month to this card. So like if for some reason like what website started charging you a whole bunch of money for some reason, it would automatically deny that charge or something.
Brian is like the reverse Wilson from Home Improvement.
What?
It's only in the small screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you click on them.
Really? Huh. That's weird.
The little windows are smaller than the full-size image.
Oh.
Yes. So anyway, I think he should come up with a way to do virtual credit cards that I can use by implanting it into my thumb, and then I put it onto my computer screen, or I can use it to pay in the store with my thumbprint.
Implants.
Also, card implanted into thumb. No, thumbs down. People are just going to start cutting off thumbs left and
sure
right.
This idea is the closest to real.
I like it.
It's a big thumb.
Yeah, isn't it? I like it.
It's in my thumb.
I also like it.
I liked it so much. I bought the company. Sorry.
Oh, okay, so I have better way to do virtual credit cards online. ... Use a thumbprint on your screen. Boom, brilliant, right? Also, card implanted into thumb.
I mean, laptops come with thumb scanners now and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
but
go.
he wants it right on the screen.
Yeah.
I found that scanner is an anything scanner if you want it to be.
Does it remember?
Like that?
Okay, tweeting.
Silas, what do you got? You got one more, Silas?
I did, and then you kind of took mine a little bit, but not really.
Oh.
He wants the index finger.
Let me. I was gonna say that way nobody's thumbs get cut off and we can still vote on the council cast. No, I was going to say DNA credit cards. Okay, cut off a thumb if you want, but it's saliva that you need.
You have to
so you are
lick your card before you can use it.
You have to spit or lick the card. You lick the screen.
Just imagine, like at Target, you're just like,
you don't want to pay for this. All right, spit here.
That creates really awkward social interactions. Like
It would be amazing.
the waiter
Maybe
puts
people
down
actually wash their
the check at your table, and you just spit on it and then leave. People that don't know that this is a thing yet, right? Like they're not aware that the waiter's gonna go back there and put your ticket through like some fancy reader.
You don't want them taking your spit back there and doing who knows what with it.
Spit is better than
here's the
having
problem
to,
with that.
Blood. That would be terrible.
I'm going to give that a thumbs down because your DNA is pretty easy to get a hold of. Because if you are spitting all over the place, somebody could just grab it and then go use your spit.
It's a fresh DNA reader only.
I don't spit that much that people could just grab it.
Spit, you just
All
DNA.
Right, new mission, show Brian how easy it is to get his DNA.
Why don't we just track everything to your eyeballs? So then you just have to eye scanner.
Now they're going to be cutting eyeballs out.
Nobody's gonna cut your spit out. If they're like, I want to steal your money, they're like, spit in this cup. And you're like, okay.
I don't like any body part associated with paying for things.
Then every time you walk into a store, they'll know what you purchased last.
And it will take any DNA. It doesn't have to be spit either.
Oh god.
Pay by spitting on DNA reader.
That takes sperm bank.
So
you heard it here. You heard it here, folks. Brian wants to pay for no body part.
So after a great meal at a restaurant, if you go just take a dump, does that mean you've paid for it in the
That is a great question.
That meal was so good, I paid for it with a massive shit.
No.
So you pay by how much?
How do you leave the tip?
I think that's self-explanatory.
No squeeze offs.
Leave the tip.
So DNA payment system. Pay by spitting on a DNA reader or providing
any bodily fluid.
Literally any other bodily DNA option. Sperm banks have a whole new meaning right now.
Does the sperm bank become the new banks at that case?
I'm mostly interested in what kind of interest rate I can get at that bank.
Well, yeah.
I mean, is it the more DNA you provide, the more money you get?
I mean, this is just a new way for cryptocurrency to evolve because you could be mining for DNA, right?
Is that what they're calling it?
I don't know. I think
that's what the
probably
kids are calling
use
it now.
way less electricity.
could be a cryptocurrency.
It depends if you're generating more DNA or not, and what you're doing to generate that DNA.
This
I DK what that is.
This has got some Gattaca written all over it.
This is gonna be the one that he takes. I have a good feeling about this. Okay, I'm submitting it. I've tweeted. I don't want to give him the blueprint. I just want to give him the idea.
There you go.
Are all our ideas open source?
No, obviously we tweeted right at Elon. He's the only one who cares to read these, I'm sure.
All of our ideas are protected by U.S. patent law because we have patented every single.
Patent pending.
Patent pending on all of these.
Now, has Elon ever responded, Silas?
Oh, just tons of times.
Only his direct
Or
messages.
does he just
He's
get
shy.
Is he just get so irritated he just goes off social
He's
media?
probably
for a
blocked.
You're probably
already.
blocked.
He's He's probably blocked, and we just keep tweeting to the void of nowhere. Like no one is seeing these tweets.
If
literally.
someone's blocked you, can you tag them in a tweet?
Yeah. Oh well, no. If you're blocked, no. If you are muted, you can tag them, and you can talk to them as much as you want until you're blue in the face, and they will never see it because
It's like being
It won't
shadow
hurt.
banned on a forum or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Keep hanging out here, wasting your time.
With that, we're going to call this meeting
Did you give
of
the shout
council.
out?
We didn't get the shout out.
Oh, I thought we already did that.
No,
We
we
did.
talked about giving the shout out. We just
And
didn't.
then we just never did it.
All right. Shout out to our new subscriber, Mr. Ryan Cook.
Thanks,
you
Ryan.
for joining us. If you like what you
Ryan.
saw,
What was his comment? We were supposed to read comments.
Well, he didn't have any questions. Do we just read
yeah,
comments?
we're only going to read questions.
This
It's
is,
only
this is all new. We're breaking new ground on this.
This is good. We should vote on this. Do we read comments or do we?
I feel like it's, if we feel
It's
like
like the first
comment
dollar.
is bad,
Good comment.
we're
I'm
not-
okay with thumbs
we
up.
won't
tweets.
hide behind only good comments. You want to leave criticism, we'll address it head on.
I mean, by good
would
comment, I
say-
mean like, is it entertain? Does it provide entertainment value in some form? And I think the first comment for me does.
I would say if you want to see the comment, you can go read it on our YouTube page.
Sorry, Ryan.
All right, with that, this council meeting is now adjourned. We want to thank each and every one of you subscribers for listening. We record this podcast live on Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you like what you saw, you can watch it live or check out all of our past episodes on the CouncilCast by going to councilcast.org. You can find all the audio files on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. And if you have a topic you'd like the council's decision on, you can email us at councilcast@gmail.com or connect us with us on the Twitters at Real CouncilCast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Give me.
Choo, 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 choo.
Ba-da-ba.